Hey, welcome back. I'm going to show you today how to organize your time to study effectively. If nowadays you find very hard to find a time in your agenda, time to study English because you have responsibilities at home, at the office, with family, with friends, social life, let me show you how easily you can organize and you can make sure that you will cover in a few minutes per day what you need to see results in your English studies. Let's go. Okay, so here we want to focus absolutely in quality time and not quantity. It doesn't matter if you sit down with a book of grammar for 2 hours and you don't learn anything because you find that activity boring, annoying. So, what is most important is that you can dedicate, for example, 15 minutes or 10 minutes of your day with focus, learning things that you really will use in your everyday conversations at the office. Let's make sure that you select a time in your day where you know you will be able to relax and focus on what you're doing. If your family is more active during the day, you have the kids going to school, you have to help them, and so on, you may choose a time very, very early in the morning when everyone is sleeping still, or late at night when everyone went to bed already. Also, remember, you can do this practice in your coffee break at work or in your lunchtime because with our method, you don't need a lot of minutes, but just 10 minutes or 15 minutes that you really focus on practicing this information. So when you say that you don't have time for an activity, that's only that the activity is not a priority for you. From now on, English will be a priority. So we will try to adjust and move other activities that are not so important to you so you can allow the space and make room for English in your agenda. So take a time to invest in your future and see results using our method. Okay, so this is very, very important. And when you study English by yourself, you don't know that there are 4 abilities that we need to practice. They are like a symphony. We have to train them all together to create a balance so your English can really flow and you can feel very comfortable when you read, when you listen, or when you speak in English. Number one is reading. So you should dedicate some minutes to a lecture that you enjoy. This is the most important. Don't read boring articles or information that you're not interested because it's most probably that you're not going to remember what you read. Listening. We have so many options nowadays where you can choose a podcast, a video that talks about the topic that you are interested, the topic that you will be using the words about, for example, in a conference, in a meeting, or that you just like to hear. This tip comes from the amazing linguist Stephen Krashen, who says that if you train your brain by letting English to play in the background or any language, right? You just play a video as you are doing your chores at home, you're cleaning, washing, but you're letting your brain listening to English, you will start to get familiar with sounds, with intonation of the words. And whenever you read the word in the future, it's no longer to be something strange or something very unusual because you had listened before this information. So remember, when you're doing the dishes, cleaning the home, put some video on the background, okay? Listen to English. And remember that music, songs is a good way to learn, but in a song, you don't learn about how to ask a question, how to answer a question, how to agree or disagree with your partner. That's why listening to conversations is very important because you really get the slang, the words, the expressions that you will use in your conversations. Dedicate 10 minutes to writing. Write about your day, write about your life, the words that you read or you listen, because in that way you make a connection of how the word sounds and how the word is written. Until we don't make this connection, it's going to be more hard for you to understand when people is talking. Yes, so writing also helps you to understand, it helps you to learn grammar and orthography in a very simple way. Speaking is vital, important, as you can not only learn passively, you need to put your English in practice. Nowadays, you can speak to our artificial intelligence. So you can reach business AI, talk to it in English or in Portuguese if you want help. You can tell, for example, I'm going to present myself for a meeting. Correct my words. Or I'm going to introduce my manager. Let me know what improvements I could do. So you ask the tool to help you, to show you other options, and you're actively practicing your speaking. Okay, so now we need what are the 4 things you should practice every day. You can organize your agenda to cover these skills. And I have prepared for you, yes, under this class, you will have the document of this study plan where you can adjust to your needs, but you will see there suggestions for every day of your week. For example, and I do this for my mentees, on Monday, you can dedicate some minutes to pronunciation. Tuesday will be the reading day. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes of a book that you really like. It's going to help you improve your grammar and orthography, and you don't even realize. Wednesday could be the day for writing, so you can write about what you learn in our class. And this is very important that everything that you learn, every new word, new expression, you make notes. The action of making notes will help our brain to fix this information, to acquire the information. If you don't take notes, if you just type on the computer, it doesn't have the same effect. So remember, pencil, paper, take your notes. This really improves your learning. On Thursday, you could do listening. As we mentioned, in infinity of options you can choose between podcasts, news, radios. So if you could repeat any of these activities, I will always suggest listening and speaking. Saturday is going to be about shadowing. What is shadowing? You listen and you repeat. Okay. You are the shadow of this person that is speaking. So you just can use the flashcards that we prepare for you to play the sound of the words, play the sound of the expressions, and then repeat with your voice. Sunday will be the movie days or series days. And if you ask me, Carol, is it better to watch a movie with subtitles, right? With the letters, subtitles in Portuguese? I will highly recommend, especially you that are an intermediate level student, to have everything in English. If you do that, you will start recognizing better, not only when you hear the words, but when you read, because you will be seeing that in your favorite series or movies in a very fun way. And before we go, let me share with you one app that saves my life. You can choose Google Calendar or any other app you like. But in here, what I like is that I can put some blocks of activities I have to do. I can choose the color. Yeah, I can see this very, very clear on my calendar, and I can get notifications when I have one of these activities. So, for example, if you chose 7 in the morning to study English, the tool will send you a notification to your phone 30 minutes before, and I think then 15 minutes before. And you can manage that. You can choose how long before the notification will show up. This really helps, especially in the beginning when you're making the habit of dedicating these minutes to English, of studying English in a specific time, you need a push. You need someone to remind you, hey, it's time for English. So the app can do this for you easily. Okay, so now that you know how to organize your time, make sure English is a new priority in your life. It's an investment and you will very, very soon see the results. See you in the next class.